All right, we are live. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Saturday. Saturday, and the date is September 18th. It is 6:03 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. All right, as always, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. I'm going to update the news section here, put some more stuff because this is a little old, so I'll update that. There's cool news out there. Also, Tina Von Struckman and I did a chat the other day. It's really, really cool. If you go to BitcoinDailyView.com, it's under news. A great inspirational talk about you name it. It's good stuff. The BitcoinDailyView.com does have a little web store and make Teslas not tweets. I wear mine all the time. It's a great conversation starter. You should get one, It's fun. Anyway, looking at the hourly, this is just the past hour for the crypto market. Looking at the squares, Sol has been doing good last 24 hours. We're going to check that one out. And some things just switched to red. But the last hour I've been watching, we have a lot of things switching red, green, red, green, red, green. The market is kind of waking up today. I like what I'm seeing. Bitcoin at 48,425, dominance 43%. Ethereum almost breaking 3,500 again. 3,498. So we're seeing a good Saturday. I was worried on Friday. The market didn't look like it was going to really move, and we're still seeing low volume, but let's rock through this and check things out, get a handle on the day and how it's starting. Looking over at bybit.com, they have this cool little liquidation data chart. I wish it was, anyway, this is just looking at yesterday. So we had 80 million in wrecked shorts, and we had 99 million in wrecked longs. Just kind of cool to see that. What I like seeing here on this is you can kind of see the longs versus shorts sentiment, how people are, feeling what the market's doing. I like it. It's worthwhile. And of course, you can always look at it, shorter time frames and see what's happening. Very, very worthwhile. All right, looking at, I'm going to refresh this just because while we're sitting here, 2 billion 9. So basically, you could round that up to 3 billion, but really, we're under 3 billion in volume for Bitcoin explicitly last 24 hours. That is really not so hot. So be careful. Bitcoin's got a good price action going, but it's definitely not retail trading. That's kind of strange. I'm going to go back over to BitcoinDailyView.com right here. Look at my indicators. I think I'm missing one here. Yeah, we go. We don't want to miss this indicator. It's important stuff. So looking at spot trading last 24 hours, we're at 21 billion. That's really low, and we're down 12.9%. That's not super groovy. Spot trading on Binance explicitly is what I'm looking at. Futures, 54 billion, down 13%. So we really want to see 70 billion plus for futures, and we really want to see, for a bad day, 30 billion, for a good day, hitting around 50 billion plus. So really, we're just not seeing a lot of volume in the market, so be careful. Positive price action for Bitcoin for sure. Market's kind of looking good, but what's driving it? Probably whales. So just be careful, because the great whales giveth and they taketh away. You can lose big when they're making market moves unless you're on that conference call or guess it right. So for Bitcoin, longs versus shorts on Binance, 54% long, 45% shorts. That is a bias towards long, but be careful. That's pretty tight. And then for Ethereum, we're usually seeing more of a long sentiment. I dig seeing that, 67% long, 32% short for Ethereum. I like it. Quickly as we rock along, let's just look at some world news, because the weekend is going to be interesting. Check this out. Australia people in Melbourne break through police lines as they protest against coronavirus restrictions. What I noticed about this is more organized. This is kind of a blitzkrieg, get to the middle, go around the sides, and then kick their ass from behind. I don't like seeing the poor cops get beat up, but at a certain point, you got to change side. You get to pick sides. That's the whole message of Dr. Zhivago. Watch that movie if you haven't seen it. You're not going to be neutral in what's coming. So, Australians, here you go. I think we know which side is winning. I think we know what side is outnumbered. This is not confirmed yet, this video. I'm kind of watching it. We're going to see. I know COVID-1984, this guy's a pretty good character. We'll see how this rolls, but a member of the FDA Vax panel said today we are killing more people than we are saving with the shots. I'll update next daily view about this, but I'm following this. A lot of people are trying to get some good sources on this, unconfirmed, but if it's true, well, it won't change people's minds. It could say poison on it. People would still get in line and be like, give me that. I want to prove whatever. And I'm a brain dead woke moron. Okay, U.S. probes possible insider trading at Binance. Bloomberg knows. Well, It's nothing new. I'm just mentioning this because, we have had a lot of FUD recently. I think it was driving the market down, but we're getting some nice good price action, and I like seeing that. Even with FUD, you've got the SEC going after, DeFi, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Basically, regardless of who's going to win, in the end, the globalists are pretty damn desperate, and they're going after crypto because they don't like it. Okay, China's war against crypto is officially ramping up. Who gives a shit? Have fun. Don't the door kick in the ass. Go harvest some organs. You make plenty of money doing that. BTC versus USDT on the daily chart. Okay, today we're making a good move. We saw this beautiful golden cross action in effect. 200 moving average is the white one. Green is the 50. We crossed. It's widening. It's nice. Good daily candle today. Looking at the daily MACD, this is a big deal. Histogram is closing towards the positive. The tangent is very, very positive. The blue MACD is trending towards making a cross of that red signal. I like seeing that. Definitely, this is nice. I mean, to me, on the daily swings, as long as you have a nice, good tangent up or down, I think it's definitely going to show a lot of pressure on Bitcoin and as to which way it's going to go. So daily pressure on Bitcoin is positive. We're above the 200 moving average. Following a golden cross, the MACD is a beautiful tangent. It's turning towards the positive. We could see a positive cross in the next day or so, but also watch out because as Bitcoin continues to do better, the manipulation could definitely come into play. So be watchful. We'll look at that in a sec. Looking at the weekly, I like seeing this, the weekly tangent, because the weekly MACD is still positive, and the tangent has gone from negative to positive, and it's staying there. So histogram is going in the right direction. The weekly chart is looking very, very good for Bitcoin too. The weekly affects the daily affects the shorter time frames. Both are looking very, very positive. I think this positive MACD cross, as it gets closer, might become a bit of a whale versus, the forces of good and evil whales will probably be at play. We might even see some retail trading volume come in and start moving things. Just watch out. It's weekend. I think this good price action very well. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume being so low, definitely probably whale influence to a great extent. So be wary. If you're in profit, for heaven's sakes, get some stops in, etc. Take profits if you're in profits to some extent. Hedge, whatever. Not financial advice and entertainment purposes only, but many people did get in on this beautiful, beautiful price action right here, myself included, where we're starting to ride this up. So you've got, some people are up a couple percent as Bitcoin has gotten a little bit sparky recently. And that's a beautiful thing. Just realize that we are at a possible very, very volatile weekend. And like I say, you may find the bulls wanting to defend that. And so the bears wanting to defend that negative MACD at the moment, even though it's turning positive. As we get close, watch out. With this low of trading volume, we are really, really susceptible to whale manipulation, extremely. So be careful. Looking at the 45-minute chart, it's glorious, as you can see with this fib that I did recently. I started this fib here on around the this Darth Maul kind of doji on the 13th of September. Made a nice little trend moving average cross. Soon after that, we're moving up. We have our high here. Well, we're challenging that high. We're breaking above it. This is definitely take profit zone for a lot of swing traders, and I think we saw it this morning. They were waking up going, oh, I think I'll sell. So slight dip. Anyway, overall, the indicators definitely are positive. I like what I'm seeing, but we are showing a cooling off period. It's all about how far will that go. Looking at the 15-minute chart, the squeeze indicator is definitely trending towards positive. Directional index is waning off. ADX is lowering. The KRI is definitely on the negative side, but also the wave fin oscillator by Lazy Bear is showing we could get a swing turnaround pretty darn soon. I know it's a very, very short time frame. 15 minutes is definitely swing trading. See if we can get this. Okay, the stochastic RSI is probably going to turn back up in the short time frame. So I think we saw definitely a little bit of a sell-off, but I don't think that downwards pressure is going to continue. I do note the 15-minute 200 moving average is right around 47,771. So if a person is in profit and wanted to for sure lock that in, I'd get my stop loss in right above this in profit. Probably around like like last ditch, 47,850. Definitely, I think if we're going to break below that 200 moving average on the 4-hour, on the 15-minute chart, we're probably going to we might see some plummeting coming. Let's look at the 4-hour chart real quick. All right, 4-hour chart. Let's see, let me nix this since you can't really see it. Boom. As we can see, we have my 4-hour chart You can see that recent beautiful upwards channel that we have that got broken below. The 200 moving average got broken below. We did make a rather interesting support out of that 314 moving average. We definitely have moved up above it. And something very super duper, absolutely wow, Shazam kind of important is we are finding support, it looks like, above the 200 moving average in the 4-hour chart. So positive weekly, positive daily, 45-minute chart looks good, 15-minute chart looks like we're not going to dump much more. It looks like maybe we're finding support after a sell-off. Makes sense. People sold where it makes sense. Swing traders, it was making sense where they were selling. 4-hour chart here, we've got support above the 200 moving average. I'm liking this. This is really beautiful. Bitcoin to me is looking pretty darn jazzy. Indicators here are a little bit indecisive, but they're all positive here on the 4-hour chart. They're good enough. So here's the deal. Just be wary because, this is pretty crap volume for retail. So the whales are what's making this happen. Looking at Shiba Inu versus USDT, obviously this is on Binance. I'm looking at it just because it's easy to get a chart there. I find that the best exchange to run charts off of seems to be Binance most of the time. Not that I exclusively do, but it just works best. So some places I've tried to look at SHIB as far as a chart, it's just all over the place. But here on Binance, it's working pretty good. So we can see the massive pump we got in SHIB when it got on Coinbase. Not Pro.Coinbase, but Coinbase. So grandma was buying, crap tons of SHIB. So anyway, the thing is, we are looking at a .5 right here. We've retraced 2 on the fib on this recent pump. But if you look, we are showing a bit of a cool off. This is a bit interesting. We're seeing a positive swing here, right here in this beautiful oversold zone there for the Lazy Bear Oscillator. Stochastic RSI is turning up in the buy zone. KI is still in the red. Looking at the directional index here, well, it's indecisive, but this is this interesting chart. We could see a move up from here, sure, but also 618 bounce could happen. So anyway, something I have done and is here we go, 770 sats. Basically, I've got a little buy. We're in right at 780 sats because we could see a wick down or a bounce off the 618. It's a small position. I'm just going to see what happens. Maybe it's time for this thing to turn around because SHIB is like, if there ever was a friggin' hype pumped shit coin, it's definitely SHIB. And I like it. They do have SHIB swap. They've done a lot of things that Doge has never quite been able to pull out of their ass. And so SHIB, beloved, it's a dog. I wouldn't bet against SHIB. And we may have a sweet ass buy zone on the way up for a long trade. All right. Looking at Sol versus USDT, I'm glad Sol's doing better. And I think if we look here, you can see every time it dipped, people were buying these dips rather aggressively. I don't think faith in SHIB was really broken because it's freaking cool. I mean, I'm sorry, Solara. And so we can see this morning, boom, we had some nice price action. We got above the 200 moving average. We're moving up. I think that was inevitable. And it makes sense because we certainly can see that you can see the writing on the wall. They bought this bounce and they kept buying it. It looked good, and well, boom, it's doing good. We're above the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart. That is pretty darn swanky. I like what I'm seeing there. Directional index is in the green. Directional index in the green. ADX is right at around 20. Oh my goodness. When it starts hitting like 22, 23, and when it breaks 25, it's going to be good. KRI is in the green. Lazy Bear indicator does show that we're overbought. The stochastic RSI is cooling off. So anyway, I'm watching this. I think definitely Sol USDT here on the 45-minute chart. It's either going to continue up or you might see a retest of the 200 moving average and it continues moving up. But the super guppy indicators, all these beautiful EMAs here have turned green. It's wonderful. Let's look at a 15-minute chart on this guy. 15-minute chart, beautiful break above, looking good. 15-minute chart. Anyway, I'm not sure to tell you in this one. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. You can see, yeah, definitely 4-hour chart never got below the 200 moving average, even with the FUD, which was warranted because Solara's blockchain did have a problem, whatever exactly it was. 4-hour chart, the all the green EMAs on the super guppy indicator, or you call it the mid-red ribbons, they are green. It's beautiful. Directional index is probably going to turn green pretty soon. Look at this time frame. Oh yeah, the 4-hour wave channel oscillator by Lazy Bear, the 4-hour, it really shines right there, and it's showing buy zone. So we're getting some powerful price action here. I'm going to be, not financial advice, entertainment purposes only, but I am watching Sol to maybe get a position to hop back in this thing, because I think it's going to go back to all-time highs, no problem. Once it starts moving, it's going to move. And it already kind of is. Let's look at Sol versus BTC this morning. All right, this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Look at that right there, 45-minute chart. You got the green Madrid ribbons, beautiful EMAs there, all green. It's challenging this 200 moving average. I think especially if it breaks above that and then finds support. All the indicators show, well, a mix, but let's just focus on the directional indexes in the green. ADX is moving up. KRI is in the green. I'm sorry, KRI is in the green and moving up. I like that. Stochastic RSI shows definitely, maybe it's going to cool off some. Just be watchful. It looks to me, especially looking at the wave trend oscillator here by Lazy Bear, it's about to turn negative in the overbought territory. So anyway, Sol BTC, one to watch. It's probably going to challenge this 200 moving average for a little while. And if you can break above that and find support, boom. Sol BTC might be a sweet ass trade, just like Sol USDT. And Sol USDT will probably be a sweet ass trade first, because USD only slowly degrades in value over time, where Bitcoin, it's variable and maybe pumping this weekend, so be careful. Anyway, just remember, the world's getting to be a better place. It's weekend. Do something that you feel life, that you experience life. Go and take care of your chickens, fix your mother-in-law's toilet, whatever it takes, because we are definitely in crazy ass yet wonderful and beautiful times right now. I think the only way to say no to the global tyranny which is happening, well, I think you're seeing it right here. And, violence is never a good thing. I hope that we can overcome all this bullshit without more of this. But regardless, there is a war going on. And if you are a Bitcoin Satoshi holder, I think the greatest revolutionary act of our time right now is to own some sats. And for every single Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit globalist cries, man. And that just feels good. You can feel their suffering. Hey, they enjoy ours. Let's enjoy theirs. Buy some Bitcoin. Take care.